Do you put expectations like on when people listen to it, or do you put expectations on yourself? Is there something that you're looking forward to, like how the album is out now, for you to be like, okay, mission accomplished?
I'm looking forward to people really seeing this for what I intended it to be, which is my best work ever, thus far.
Thus far.
Thus far.
That's very important. The thus far is because, we have more albums to come. So that is the expectation on this album.
That's one of the expectations.
One of.
We have
Okay.
many expectations. I expect this album to break boundaries and cross boundaries and break barriers and, do timeless things, to do what has never been done in terms of my career, and not just my career, but people's lives. People who listen to this album, I expect this album to change lives, to touch people in a way that it makes a difference,
JA Irie Radio, the way you're fresh is like a big girl beard. See me up to the time, it's called Tell, representing for Irie Radio. Kick it.
They can't keep a good man down. JA Irie Radio, play the one your country or town in any zone. Hey, JA Irie Radio, bang it.
This is the angel, the first lady of dancehall. Big it up, JA Irie Radio. And so keep it locked.
So DaVille, welcome to JA Irie Radio. This is our studio. I know we just finished doing the interview.
Yeah.
So this is our little section over here that we're trying to. We haven't really kicked it off yet. We're just recording content right now to.
Okay.
To kind of streamline, like when we get on, like when we officially start our YouTube, we'll have content that's continuous. So again, thank you for joining us, JA Radio. So the album is out right now.
Yeah.
Breathe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Talk
Your
to
favorite
me,
track.
My favorite track, and also the title track for the album. So talk to me about the name. Why the name Breathe?
The name Breathe actually, it's kind of like, I think it embodies the fact that this album is about me exhaling, a moment of exhale. I've been working on this album for quite some time, and this is the time now for me to release it out to the public. It's like me saying, finally.
And exhale is like you finally getting to whatever you've been holding in for these last 12 years. You finally got an opportunity to let that out.
Yes, finally I get an opportunity now for them to hear what I've always been trying to say, and I couldn't really say. The opportunity, and I needed to have the team of people I have around me now too, because they have been very instrumental in helping me and guiding me in doing this,
Okay. Is there a team is very, very, very important, because they need to be an extension of you and what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
So sometimes there can be conflicts if you're trying to go in a direction and your team probably are not on the same wavelength as you are. They're not able to see your vision. So you're saying with this team, they're able to see what you're trying to accomplish and see your goal.
Yeah, because from day one, when we first got together, we had we communicated, and communication is very important. What am I looking for? What am I trying to accomplish? What can we do to make what you're trying to accomplish come to fruition? You know what I mean?
Right.
And so far, they've been delivering,
The album, do you put expectations like on when people listen to it, or do you put expectations on yourself? Is there something that you're looking forward to, like how the album is out now, for you to be like, okay, mission accomplished?
I'm looking forward to people really seeing this for what I intended it to be, which is my best work ever, thus far.
Thus far.
Thus far.
That's very important. The thus far is because, we have more albums to come. So that is the expectation on this album.
That's one of the expectations.
One of.
We have
Okay.
many expectations. I expect this album to break boundaries and cross boundaries and break barriers and, do timeless things, to do what has never been done in terms of my career, and not just my career, but people's lives. People who listen to this album, I expect this album to change lives, to touch people in a way that it makes a difference,
On this album, what's the difference with your previous albums? Like, what's some of the knowledge that you've garnered over the past 12 years or even before that we can hear in this album compared to like your last project that was released in 2012?
Well, growth, maturity. You know, I mean, even the tracks in terms of the lyrical content. You know, I mean, I wanted it to be more potent than the last album. The last album, we were more kind of focused on trying to probably stay with the time and, you know, what was going on then.
Right.
You know, this is more of something to stand the test of time, you know. So 15, 20 years from now, don't get me wrong, though, you know, there are songs on that album still. Always on my mind. Can't get over you. This time I promise. There's some songs on that. But
classics.
Yeah, but this entire album versus that album, this entire album, I intended to stand the test of time. 15, 20 years from now, a man can still play from track 1 all the way to track 12 and still feel like it is relevant.
The same way.
You feel me?
As if, and I get that from listening. Like I keep reiterating the same thing, keep repeating the same thing. Mm-hmm. I know I sound like a broken record, but that's how much listening to this album, it's like a breath of fresh air compared to, you know, other things that I've been listening to. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes you need that. I think this album, to me personally, will be one of the albums that 10 years from now, I can actually know where I was when I heard this album or what place I was in my life.
Yeah, man.
When I heard this. That's why I said the Breathe track, I keep going back to that track, where I'm at and where my mindset is at right now. Yeah. I've always had songs, you know, that kind of, there's certain songs like when I hear them, they trigger a certain kind of emotion, a certain kind of feeling.
Yeah.
And Breathe for me right now is one of those tracks that I didn't even know that I was looking for. So it kind of took me by surprise in listening to the album, going through the sequence from 1 to, then I get to track 4 and I hear this track and I was like, wait, what is this? And I had it on repeat. So again, I want to say thank you for that.
Yeah.
And again, you know, keep up the good work. You know what I mean? Because there's a place for your music. Sometimes the market might be saturated with or oversaturated with, you know, a certain sound.
Yeah.
But sometimes we need something like this to break through, to, you know, shine light on something that's different. Sometimes the difference will stand out.
Yeah, man. I like to be different, you know. That's always been me. Because even when I did the first album, I remember when I did the first album and everyone was doing juggling. One rhythm with 20 different songs on the rhythm.
Right.
And I decided I didn't want to do that. I decided I want to make songs. It's like the way the same way the Americans do it, they make songs. You hear an intro, you hear a verse, a chorus, a verse, a chorus, a bridge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then the exit. You know, and then there's just something about this one song. When you hear that one note, it resonates. You're like, oh, I know this song.
From the intro.
From the very first. Bam, you know the song. It's not like you're hearing a track and you're like, oh, I wonder if it's so-and-so song coming on this. You know what I'm saying to you? So I try to stay away from that. You know, I try to stay different. I want to be different.
Right.
You know, I'd rather to be different.
And different isn't always bad. Different is great.
It's a good thing, man. It's a good thing.
Different
very, very
is always great. Again, DaVille, thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it was short. Hopefully, when you're in town again, you know, you could stop in and we'll have this thing up and running the right way and we can sit and talk. He's trying to get me to do this. Like, he prefers me here in doing this setting, but, you know, I like the energy I get from an artist when they come in and they hear their songs coming through the speaker and that feeling. It kind of gives me a sense of how they felt when they were, as you say, painting that picture.
Yeah, man.
And when it's complete. So I kind of enjoy that aspect of it.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, listen, man, thank you so much for having me. And hopefully again, because again, this album, we're going to be working this album for the You
No,
know,
of course. Yes,
are we
yes,
going to
yes,
be
yes,
here
yes.
again?
Yes,
doing
yes,
some
yes.
other promotional runs and trying to get some stuff done. So I'm looking forward to that again.
Of course. And when you come back, I'm sure I'm going to say, man, congratulations on the #1 album.
Grammy.
And the Grammy. Of course. Hey, speak it into existence. Of course.
Yes, sir.
You have to put it out
Yes,
there, put it
man.
into the atmosphere, and you know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes.
You have to put it out there. But again, DaVille, thank you so much, man, for the music, for the consistency, and for always giving us great music.
Appreciate
You know what I
it.
mean? Thank you.
God bless.
All right.
Yeah, man. Respect.
Respect. Tony! Thank you.